here we are, December 9th. How are you doing? The clock is ticking, and we are, 25 minus 9 is 16 more days until Christmas. A little over 2 weeks, people. Are you ready? I'm ready. A couple of life updates, and then I got a couple of things to tell you, and then we're all good. My husband update, he's doing good. He knows he needs to eat more protein, so I've been making him some shakes with really good meal replacement called Kachava. I will link it down below. You can read all about it. They have 3 flavors, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. I don't get paid for telling you. I just love their products. So I've been making him shakes with milk, yogurt, 2 scoops of Kachava, and a scoop of either unflavored or vanilla flavored protein powder. So he gets tons and tons of protein. I'm also having him eat a little bit of banana here and there, just because he's still suffering from the after effects of all that medicine in the hospital. And yesterday for morning, he had scrambled eggs with spinach, and he hates veggies in his eggs, but c'est la vie. He needs his protein and he needs his veggies. And then I made homemade applesauce, so he had that after he ate. He did a lot of walking around the house with his walker. Home health came out yesterday, assessed him. They're ordering PT, OT, and the nurse will come out about, I think, next 2 weeks just to make sure his incisions and everything are healing nicely. And I made all of his follow-up appointments. I don't think he can drive for 3 weeks, so we are good to go. So that's my husband follow-up. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to show you my Tiger Lily Designs Advent. And, I can never get it. I'm letting you know, I already looked because I love it so much that I had to look. And it is, let me get it out of the container. It is a floss ring. And now I think it would be an amazing keychain. And it says here that it's handmade by Tiger Lily. So I'm going to figure out if she's got a tutorial on how to make that. I call that a cabochon. I don't know what you call that, but it's got the most beautiful design. She's got a little tree and a little button for color, and I can't wait to use my floss ring. So dang cute. The other thing that's so exciting for me, drum roll, is I ordered fabric in June, I think, to make a bunch of quilts. And it was pre-order only. I fell in love with everything. I ordered it. It was delivered to me in September, and it sold out in 2 minutes. So I think they're remaking a few of the yardage from some of the designs, but it is pretty much sold out everywhere. It is my favorite fabric ever. It's by Tilda Designs. It's Merry Little Christmas. So I think I told you before, I told my family I really wanted to make gifts this year. I did not want to buy them things they could buy themselves. So I'm giving this to someone in my family. She doesn't watch these videos, thankfully. Well, which really not thankfully, but anyhow. So I can show it to you now. And I got the quilter dropped it off yesterday. I sewed on 60 buttons. And I did the binding. All took about 4 hours. I had the binding pre-cut. And if I'm going to drop my blog, my newsletter, if you're a follower of Positively Jane, I send you a newsletter all the time. And all the close-up pictures will be in the newsletter, and I'm going to drop the link down below to that newsletter so you can actually see what went out. And then if you love my newsletter, then please sign up to follow Positively Jane, and you will get all my newsletters. So let me get the quilt for you. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so first up, of course it's on the floor getting all gross. I got a new sewing machine with an embroidery attachment for Christmas last year. I haven't dusted off the embroidery attachment. Not for lack of wanting, just for lack of time. And it takes a long time to learn how to do new things. So there's a company called Sweetwater Designs, and she sends me labels every single month. And then she has this cute little project she sends out once a quarter. So I will link her down below as well. So I used one of my Sweetwater labels to do this quilt. Move my stool out of the way. Now, I'm going to hold this up to the camera. I can't see what you see. So I'm going to hope that you can see something. If not, look at the newsletter. So first off, here's the vine at the top. Little buttons. The buttons match the fabric. They're cloth buttons. They're just amazing to look like little berries. Then we have a tree with some presents. I don't know if you can see that either. And the quilter was really cool. She did some red on the hearts and the Santa, and then the rest is cream. The back looks just as amazing as the front. Here is Santa. I mean, so many little pieces, hours and hours of how-to videos. There's a house somewhere. Where's the house? Oh, here it is. I can't see it, I'm backwards. There's a house. She did the windows with little triangles in them. I mean, I am in love. I had no idea because I've never used her before, and she was having some quilting issues. It's called a long arm, and she was having some issues, and she figured it all out. She watched a lot of videos too, because I think it was new to her new machine, and I'm just really, really excited that I can't wait to wrap it up and put it under the tree. Now, my sister, who lives in California, has a vested interest in it because when she came to visit me in September, I couldn't talk to her. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't talk. I got to get this thing done because I had to get it to the quilter in October. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten back by Christmas. But I did it. I got it done, and I can't wait to get my other things going, except I need a little breather and a little break. Okay, so there's one thing I wanted to talk to you about today besides crafting and quilting, and it's twofold. The first thing is, if you're a parent, have you determined who has custody of your children if something should happen to you? And the reason I'm asking is in the states of Georgia and South Carolina. Now, I don't know where it is about where you live, but you might want to look into this. If something should happen to you and you do not have a will or something that's notarized by a power of attorney that states who has guardianship of your children, they will become wards of the state, which means they go to foster care until it's battled out in court. So I implore you, you can get it online, just draw something up. I don't think it really matters. You know, I, Jane Shine, award custody of my 2 children, names, birth dates, blah, 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 to X. Now make sure you talk to X before you do that, and then have it notarized, and then give whoever needs to have a copy of that. Because a friend of mine I know passed away, and her children were in foster care for a really long time until they figured out the grandparents are fighting, who would be the better guardian for the children. And it's traumatic for the kids. They lose their parents, and then they're not even with people that they know. So that's the one thing I want to talk to. But the other thing is, if you're a woman, and if your husband takes care of part of, well, okay, I'm going to say you're married, or you have a partner, and your husband takes care of a lot of the things, like the life insurance, the investments, the auto insurance, some of the, all the things. If he takes care of things, do you know where those documents are? Do you know who to call if something should happen to him? Do you know where the life insurance policies are? Do you know how much life insurance you have? Do you know who your investment person is? Do you know where all the checking accounts are, where all the savings accounts are? The reason I'm asking is because I can't tell you how many women I know. I have a really good friend. She's 78 years old. And I said to her, do you know where all the stuff is? And she goes, oh, I'm going to die before him, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how do you know? I'm like, and I said to her, I go, you don't know if you're going to die first. What's going to happen to you if he dies before you? She goes, oh, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Well, it's not that easy to figure out. If you've got bills and rent and mortgage and utilities and car payments, and you don't know where to get money to pay those things, how are you going to figure it out? When my mom had a stroke 5 years ago, December 6th, 5 years ago, she had a stroke. She had a will. She had trust. She had things all in place. And it still took me, the executor, I shouldn't say executor, but the power of attorney, it took me a year to get all the ducks in a row to make sure everything was being paid properly out of the right accounts. So I would like to encourage you, please, I implore you. And if I have time, between now and the end of the year, I'm going to give you a little document that you can fill out and just and even if it's not your husband, maybe you take care of the things and something should happen to you. How will your children know where your stuff is? How will they know where your life insurance policy is? How will they know how to pay your bills, who your mortgage company is? Do they have to dig through boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff? A friend of mine, her husband died, gosh, young, 40. He had an aneurysm. And she's clueless. And she had some friends come over to help her with everything. And they were, look, do you have life insurance? She goes, I don't know. And so they were digging through boxes, and God, being as awesome as he is, put that life insurance right in the front of one of the first boxes that they look at. And she had a $500,000 life insurance policy that she knew nothing about. And there's billions of dollars of unclaimed life insurance for the same reason. People don't know. Now, I know you don't want to think about it. I know it's awful, but things do happen. We have something called a dead list. My kids went through the house. They identified certain things that they would like to have when we're dead. And then I kind of went through all the duplicates and figured all that out. So we have the dead list, so we don't have fighting, because something happens when somebody dies. Money becomes a thing. Another friend of mine, her siblings took her to court. She has 4 sisters. Yes, 4 sisters took her to court 6 times over her parents' estate. They lost every single time because it was clear what her mom and dad wanted, but they took her to court 6 times, and now she doesn't talk to any of her siblings, which is just terrible. People are just terrible when it comes to money. So, do you know where it all is? And then we also have a piece of paper. It says, what's it say? Initial instructions. And in order, what do you do? Who do you call? We have them call the financial advisor first, then we call this, and we call that, we call whatever. And then I also have a list of people to notify, because they're not going to know who I want them to notify. And then every January we update it, and which is what led us to redo everything last January, because we hadn't updated it in a while. So I'm going to stop there, because I just want to plant the seed for you to just gather the information, and I will get you a list. It's not going to happen today, promise, but one of these days, I will drop you a list so that you can download it, so that it has questions, so that you kind of know what you need to find. So that's all I got for December 9th. It is a Tuesday. Enjoy your day. When you're checking out at the grocery store, or at TJ Maxx, or at Macy's, and even if there's a line, don't tap your foot. You can be on your phone till you get to your turn, but don't tap your foot. Just be nice and gracious and thank the people for bagging for you, or thank them for checking you out. I personally like to stay off my phone, and I like to talk to the people around me. I recently went to the dentist and everybody was on their phone. I'm like, hey guys, it's Christmas time. Let's talk about where you're at with your holiday season. Are you done? Have you finished shopping? Are you done wrapping? And they all looked at me, and about maybe 2 or 3 people stayed on their phones. The rest of the people, we had a fun little chat in the store. That's how I used to always go to the store. I shouldn't say store, the dentist office. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. See, I need to stop talking, because I told you I'll never run out of things to talk about. So anyhow, you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Enjoy your day. Find the joy in all the things, even though your circumstances might be really hard. Just rise above. Do not let your circumstances determine who you are. And remind me one of these days, I'm going to talk to you about the parking issue about where I live. It's pretty crazy. I'll see you. Bye.